Okay, so welcome back to the program. We've knocked over the first module, how the game has changed so much, and hopefully you're fully up to speed and educated now. The next step for us is to get into what we call your unique hotel story and helping you to stand out from the crowd. Because it is crowded, there's lots of noise out there and everyone's clamoring to get those, much valued travel bookers into the hotel. But to do that, we need to move you from being commonplace to unique and appealing. And trust me, every property has some unique and appealing properties about it. The key thing here is we're going to find your unique messaging, and it's going to be authentic and true to who you are, because that is so important in today's environment, that we're not over-promising on what we are. It is all about being true to the product that it is. So standing out from the crowd, creating your unique hotel story, we want to get the messaging straight before we push it out to the marketplace, because we want unified messaging across not just your website, but across all the OTAs, all the meta search sites, all the review sites. We need to have clear, succinct messages and imagery getting out there that represents your property well. So there's a lot of practical application throughout this module, as you'll see, where we'll actually start to build your story, and we're actually going to capture that into all the frameworks. So this will become, I guess the goal of this module is to build this master template to say, well, this is everything. This is all the messaging and naming and words around our hotel. So let's get into the first section, which is all about standing out from the crowd. And that, I guess in any industry, it's always about competing. But I would have to say within the hotel space, it's exacerbated by three key factors. The first one is that there's so much consumer choice. And I know many industries face broad choices, but there's so much choice out there in the marketplace, from hoteliers, boutique B&Bs to Airbnb operators and platforms like Stays. There's so much product out there and continual new product coming to the market, new experiences being developed, that there's so much choice for consumers to choose from. The second factor is the one we always keep bringing up, is that you've got a perishable stock item. So there's a little bit of time pressure there to get things right, because you're losing money every day that you haven't got it right. And the third thing is the ease at which technology makes, travel booking for consumers. Technology makes it so easy for them to compare and book, that when your business faces expanding consumer choice, perishable stock item, and ease for consumers to compare and book, well then it creates an environment where you absolutely have to stand out from the crowd. You have to be clamoring for their attention. And we know, I mentioned earlier about, the average travel booker will visit anywhere from 22 to 38 websites or web pages. Now you might be a glimmer of hope there at one point, but in a flash they're off. So it's always about how do you get your messaging straight so you can grab their attention. And even if you just delay them to hang on your site for just a little bit longer, to allow that time to, persuade and convince them to take a next action on your site. So that's what this module is all about, getting your messaging straight to get their attention, hold their attention without boring them to tears, identify your unique and appealing attributes that will actually grab their attention and help influence and persuade them to ultimately book with your property. So the first little section there is standing out from the crowd. And as Google put it, it all comes down to micro moments. It's that moment in time when they're looking at a page or putting a search query in. What comes next? Are you going to be there? Are you going to be in front of them? Is your messaging going to appeal to them and help them make a positive decision for your business? So you've got to stand out from the crowd, which leads us into the next section, which is all around who is your competition. And we'll talk about that on the next video.